What's going on, y'all? So, news broke out about Shannon Sharpe. He will not be returning to ESPN at all because, well, in layman's terms, they fired him after everything that happened with his lawsuit against the 20-year-old OnlyFans model. But I want to make one thing clear before I continue. Now, I spoke about this previously, and it looks like I was not fully informed on everything that went down, which is why I said in my previous video when I talked about his lawsuit that I recently did that everything worked out in his favor, and it absolutely did not. And I was not. I was under the impression that things worked out in his favor at the time of recording that video. So if you felt like I misinformed y'all, that was not with any intent. My bad. And I'm willing to admit when I was wrong. So I was wrong on it, everything working out in Shannon Sharpe's favor. It clearly did not because he ended up having to pay this girl anywhere between 23 or 30 million because I don't know the exact number and everyone says it says a different number. So I just wanted to make that clear before I get into this video. So let's hear what Shannon Sharpe has to say about this. And like, share, and subscribe. Fair use.
Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know I said this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
Okay, so he really wanted ESPN to wait to announce this after the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but at the same time, with this going on with him, there's also Gilbert Arenas being arrested, and it's just a whole bunch of guys getting into major trouble. It's not just Shannon Sharpe. And this whole thing about him settling for anywhere between, because I don't know the exact number, so I'm going to keep saying anywhere between 23, that's the lowest I've heard, and then 30 million, that's the highest I've heard. Anywhere between 23 and 30 million. So I'm under the impression, as of the recording of this video, that he did not pay this woman, that 20-year-old woman, 50 million. Because from where I've seen, like nowhere, this says nowhere that he actually paid her $50 million. Thankfully, it wasn't no 50 million, but it was enough money for her to retire officially and come out on her Instagram page and say she will no longer be doing her, spicy content on that one website, right? And what's crazy about this whole thing, while we're witnessing Shannon Sharpe's downfall in real time, it goes to show you how lust is the biggest downfall to any man. A man that can't control his sexual urges shall pay for it in one form or another, whether it be with money, sponsors not messing with him no more, losing your job, you're gonna pay the price one way or another. That's the bottom line about all this, right? And right now, Shannon Sharpe is definitely paying the price. It's more than just 30, anywhere between 23 and 30 million. It's more than just that. Rumors are circulating about sponsors not wanting to work with him no more. He obviously got fired from ESPN, as we just heard, and now he kind of has to. Now, thankfully, he's decided go into business for himself here on YouTube. I'm him. His hardcore fan base, they're gonna rock with him regardless, and because people enjoy watching him and Chad Ochocinco, talk about various topics on their show. Excuse me, 1 second, y'all. Gotta plug my computer back in before this thing dies on me. Okay, but like I was saying, it's a good thing that Shannon Sharpe does have this YouTube thing, so he can still have money coming in via YouTube and his supporters here with the show he does with him and Chad Ochocinco. But yeah, as far as like other major networks probably wanting to do business with him and have him do sports commentary on their shows, I do not. I don't want to say they'll never work with him again, but the odds of them doing that are very slim at this point. Now, I'll be glad that he'll be if he wants to still be in do mainstream sports commentary. I'll be happy for him in that regard. But then again, I can't feel bad for someone who deliberately shot himself in the foot. Now, I was having a conversation about this with a buddy of mine at the gym, and I was basically telling him like, dude, he would have been better off just if he was gonna deal with that chick. In my humble opinion, it should have just been a one and done. It should have just been a one and done. You know, get your rocks off with her one time only, and she's gonna require him to cough up some dough. So he does that. She goes her way. He goes his. They don't speak no more. It could have ended. It could have ended like that, and then this would have cost him less money than 7 or 8 figures that he ended up the 8 figures that he ended up paying this woman. You know what I'm saying? At least in my opinion, that's how he should have done. Now a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, you shouldn't have messed with her in the first place." Well, yeah, of course, but let's be real here. Let's be real here. We all know he wasn't gonna do that. So if since he was gonna mess with him, like I said earlier, just one and done. It should have just been a one-off thing, and then they separate and don't mess with each other no more. I mean, they're both adults. They could have figured that shit out, but obviously it didn't go down that way. I wasn't there, and that's not how things. That's obviously not how things happen. So now that they're dropping all this news right before the Pro Football Hall of Fame, yeah, it's gonna have people talking about this more versus you know his brother's just outstanding career in the NFL, and more people are gonna be talking about the fact that Shannon Sharpe, was warned about messing with this type of chick, and he didn't listen. Warned by Cat Williams, warned by Monique. Now he pays the ultimate price of not losing everything, but getting pretty damn close. And with that being said, I'm gonna end the video right there. Let me know what y'all think about this. I sure appreciate y'all if y'all made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Also, make sure you hit the Linktree link in my description so you can follow me on other social media platforms as well as support me directly via Cash App and or PayPal if you decide to do so. Number one, thank you. I really appreciate it. And number two, you will get a shout out in my next video if you choose to donate. You have my word on that. And until next time, see you.